A 3-year university track is no longer the only way to maximize your take-home pay in Britain, but skipping it doesn't mean skipping the hard work. It just means choosing a different kind of friction. The goal here is specific, driving your income right up to the absolute edge of the basic tax rate. This chart maps out the UK income tax bands. If we look at the basic rate, you keep 80% of everything you earn above the personal allowance, right up until this hard line at exactly £50,270. Cross that line, and you instantly trigger the 40% higher tax bracket, making every pound earned over it less efficient. The 2026 labor market has structurally adapted to bypass traditional academic credentials. Employers are facing severe infrastructure shortages and a massive push towards skills-first hiring, meaning they care far more about what you execute today. You see this in the data. Traffic managers earning £47,800, fire stoppers hitting £47,000, and cybersecurity analysts taking home £49,000 all cluster right underneath that optimal tax ceiling. None require a degree. But bypassing the university system doesn't make these jobs easy to get. Every industry still requires a toll. Instead of writing essays and accumulating student debt, you have to navigate industry-specific hurdles, like grueling apprenticeships, expensive certifications, or brutally competitive entry-level markets. Reaching that £50,000 ceiling is a calculation. You are trading academic debt for a different, highly specific barrier to entry. To maximize your income, you have to decide exactly which type of friction you are willing to endure. The first option is the essential trades. These are high-demand, hands-on roles like fire stoppers, HGV technicians, and building inspectors. This matrix breaks down the reality of these paths. For the trades, the median pay comfortably lands between £41,000 and £47,000. To get there, you have to commit to the input, a 2 to 3 year apprenticeship, passing NVQ assessments, and securing specialized safety certifications. The payoff is unmatched stability. With government housing mandates and a severe infrastructure deficit, the UK has a permanent backlog of work. But there is a strict trade-off. You exchange mental fatigue for bodily exhaustion, managing physical wear and tear and the stress of rigorous site compliance. It's also worth noting that your income on the tools will naturally hard cap right around that £50,000 mark. Breaking past it usually requires stepping away from the daily site work and taking on the risk of running your own contracting business. You are trading the university lecture hall for the construction site, rewarding physical endurance with absolute market necessity. If you want the stability of a desk and standard hours without spending 3 years on a degree, you look at the certified professionals. These are highly regulated or operationally intensive roles, heavily populated by financial advisors, mortgage brokers, and logistics traffic managers. Looking at our matrix, these desk-based positions hit a median pay of £42,000 to £48,000. The friction is regulatory. You must fund and pass stringent industry exams. For a mortgage advisor, completing the CMAP qualification takes 3 to 6 months of intensive study. For logistical roles, the barrier is operational, requiring you to aggressively manage your way up. The catch is your baseline stress level. Your income and job security are tethered to hitting high-pressure sales targets, commission structures, or managing the relentless deadlines of complex logistics networks. You skip the student loan debt entirely, but you replace it with the immediate, ongoing anxiety of performance-based metrics and high-stakes operations. For those who want the highest possible long-term income ceiling but refuse the traditional computer science degree, the route is skills-first tech. In 2026, this sector is defined by roles like UX/UI designers, cybersecurity analysts, and network administrators. Our matrix shows median salaries in the mid-40s, offering a clear trajectory past the £50,000 barrier. The input is brutal: surviving tech boot camps, securing certifications, and building a strong portfolio. The trade-off is a hyper-competitive, volatile market where junior roles are incredibly scarce. Once you are in, the work doesn't stop. You have to continuously upskill off the clock just to ensure the tools you learned yesterday aren't outpaced by AI automation tomorrow. Tech roles offer the largest financial reward over time, provided you have the stomach for rapid, continuous learning and intense early career instability. The final option is human-centric services. These are roles rooted entirely in personal connection, well-being, and trust, the precise elements that cannot be handed off to an algorithm. We're looking at established professionals like Pilates instructors, dance instructors, and dental hygienists. These roles carry the widest salary variance, stretching from £50,000 up to £75,000 for practitioners with a full book of business. The input is funding your own licenses and operating at a loss to build a client base, weathering highly irregular early income streams. There's also a massive operational risk. Your revenue is directly tied to your physical presence. If you get sick or injured, the income simply stops. Human-centric roles provide absolute autonomy and total protection from automation, but they transfer every ounce of operational and financial risk squarely onto you. We've mapped the labor data. Now we have to apply it directly to your specific situation. Reaching the top of the basic tax rate without a degree involves trading academic credentials for highly specific, unavoidable friction. This decision tree isolates your primary constraint to find the right path for you. You have to honestly assess what you are willing to tolerate. If you need absolute job security immediately and you are willing to accept harsh physical environments to get it, you route your career toward the essential trades. If you want office stability and standard hours, and you can handle the persistent pressure of communication targets and sales commissions, you steer toward the certified professionals. If you can tolerate a brutal, highly volatile entry-level job hunt in exchange for the highest future salary ceiling, you build a portfolio for skills-first tech. And if you demand total autonomy and want an entirely automation-proof career, you take on the financial risk of building a client base in human-centric services. A £50,000 salary is accessible to anyone willing to trade academic debt for the specific practical friction of these roles. Your choice of path and your willingness to navigate its unique entry requirements will determine the outcome. Choose your friction wisely.